Hello, everyone. Happy National Poetry Month. We have technically 2.5 weeks left. I'm going to count it as three because it ends on a Thursday at the end of the month, which is a weird day to end the month on, but it is what it is. And as you can see, we're talking about Cardi B, so I got my shirt on that I wore from the concert. Um, Editing self, I'm going to put a picture of me and what I wore at the concert. And speaking of poetry, as always, What If I Ruled the World? Poems inspired by music written by me, your boy. As always, linked in the link tree and linked in the description. And this book is also inspired by music, as we're talking about Cardi B's album, which inspired me. Really, her seeing her perform the album live inspired me because she was really great. And so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk about poems inspired by her latest album, In My Other Drama. And all the poems are Cinquain poems, which I'll put the form in the description like I always do. And they're 5-line poems, and the syllables are 2, 4, 6. I can't really do 6, 8, and then 2 to end it off. And they're inspired by the tanka, which is another one of my favorite poems. This is also one of my favorite poetry. If I could talk today, this is also one of my favorite poetry forms as well. So we're gonna do kind of a mixture of like I'm gonna recap. If you have never heard of Cardi B, have never listened to Am I the Drama, I'm not gonna go over my full review because I definitely have a video reviewing both of her albums, which I'm gonna link in the description as well, so you can check that out if you want all the in-depth like review. Um, so we're almost birthday twins. I was born in 1991. She was born in 1992. But we have the same birthday, October 11th. That's when she was born. Belcalis Alinis Almanzar. I hope I said her middle name right, but that's her name. She's name is Cardi B. She's an American rapper. She was born and raised in New York City. She's noted for her unfiltered public image and lyrics. From going from gaining, your boy can't read today, recognition on Vine, Instagram, and as a cast member of VH1's Love and Hip Hop New York, which this is kind of a tangent. I think the Atlanta one is being canceled, but I'm not sure about the other Love and Hip Hops. So I gotta look that up because it wouldn't make sense that they would all be canceled. Because I feel like Atlanta, to me anyway, I haven't watched it in a long time, but Atlanta seemed like it was the most popular one from my when I used to watch it. I feel like it was like a big like thing that everybody watched when I was still watching it. Um, but yeah, but I think the Atlanta one's being canceled, but I'm not sure about the other ones. She released two mixtapes between 2016 and 2017. Her first studio album, Invasion of Privacy, came out in 2018. Debuted atop the Billboard 200 with the largest female rap album streaming week of all time, and was later ranked the top female rap album of the 2010s by Billboard. It was critically acclaimed. It made Cardi B the first solo female artist in history to win a Grammy Award for Best Rap Album, and Rolling Stone ranked it the best debut of all time by a female rapper. Which, I do love Cardi B. Obviously, I went to the show. I'm wearing her shirt. We could argue about that, but I'm gonna give it to her. It's not I didn't pick it. It was Rolling Stone, but I do think she had a really great debut. I agree to an extent. Is it the greatest in my opinion? No, but I'm not gonna take that from her. That it was really great. Where is it? Oh, singles like Bodak Yellow and Like It both topped the Billboard Hot 100, Certified Diamond. She was the first female rapper to top the Hot 100 with a solo song in 21st Century, and the first to achieve Diamond Certified song. I think it was with the song Like It, because it said the latter. The latter became first of multiple number one songs. Her third U.S. number one. The collaboration Girls Like You with Maroon 5. She had WAP in 2020, had a large cultural impact. Both tracks featured in her second album. Oh, I skipped something. Oh, Up. I skipped Up. Okay, Up and WAP were on her second album, In My Drama, that came out in 2025. She has a lot of awards, she has a lot of singles. Um, we're gonna probably skip a lot of this. Uh, Outside of music, Cardi B was a judge on the music competition series Rhymes and Flow in 2019. She appeared in the film Hustlers in that same year. She was doing a lot in 2019. F9, Fast and Furious 9 in 2021. And she had a voice role in Baby Shark's Big Movie in 2023. Did that come out in theaters? I don't have kids, so I mean, I like Baby Shark. I do like the song. Is it? It does get kind of annoying, but I do like the song. But I've never like outside of like seeing that first viral song. I don't think I've watched anything. So, um, in 2022, she became the creative director of the entertainment magazine Playboy. So that was all I had from my first, from when I reviewed both of her albums. So if you want to know more, this is all from Wikipedia. You can look at it at your leisure. And then I'm going to give you information about this album that we're talking about today, In My Drama. So like I said, I'm not going to redo my whole review. I'm just going to give you my overall opinion paragraph. And that's about it. So it came out September 19th, 2025. It's hip hop slash rap. You can stream it on YouTube Music, Apple Music, Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, everywhere. The vibes I got from it were bragging, heartbreak, and revenge. And then I'm just going to share my overall opinion before we get into the poems. I feel like Cardi B has definitely improved her rapping and writing skills since her debut album. I think this album really showcases her growth in between those albums. I will say I enjoyed it overall. I will say, though, I don't think it needed to be as long because some of the songs are very similar in subject matter, and I think they could have been condensed. I will say, once again, most of the beats sounded different, so none of the songs blended together. I think I said that same thing with her debut, so that was good. Where was I? I personally don't mind her adding her number one songs, but I feel like she should have added all the singles, like since she was gonna do that anyway. Since the album was long anyway, she might as well have just added Miami. What was the other one? It was like another one. There was a Miami freestyle. I thought there was another song in between it. I was like, if you're gonna add WAP and Up, just add everything. Put everything on it. Make it 25, 30 songs. Whatever. Because it was 22, I think. Where was it? Just add it all. Why not? LOL. That's what I put. I think the lead single Outside and Imaginary Players were perfect lead singles. They embody Cardi B very well. Because I feel like Outside is like more fun. And then Imaginary Players is her bragging and, I'm not saying she's not rapping on Outside, but I guess more serious flow, bragging, rap, Um, what was that? I think this album is better than her debut, but I still feel like not her best work yet. So we'll see how long we have to wait for the next album. But I don't think this is her final form. And I gave the album an 8 out of 10. I think that it only keeps going up. You know what I mean? That's what I think, in my opinion. So, um, there were. I was trying not to have too many poems since I'm already written 7. So I wrote 6 for this one, even though these are not all of my favorite songs from the album, but these are my most favorite after like the first 7. So this poem is called Bodyguard. It's inspired by Safe featuring Kaylani. I just need safety. I don't need the glitz or glam if I'm paranoid looking behind my back. So I agree with the lyrics. You want to feel safe in your relationship. You want to feel like, somebody got your back. You don't need to just have all the money. You want the security as well. So yeah, I do like that song. Even though sometimes, and I know it has to be played on the radio because that's promoting it, but I do feel like, radio, it was kind of a lot. But then I do like the song. But it's also like sometimes it's weird. It's like I like the song, but then it's also like it's on a lot. But then that's the point of having singles because this is the third single. I don't know. I'm weird. but I do like it. Um, okay, so then this one is inspired by Outside, and she says this in the song. So the title is "Let Me Remind Niggas." You gotta remind them sometimes. I'm out having too much fun without you holding me back and being a party pooper. Yeah, I know. And summer's coming up. I would like to be outside as well. Yeah, I do have a few. I have like one concert for Evanescence, and then so I'll be outside for that. Literally, it's at Jiffy Lube Live, but I'm gonna be not on the lawn, so that's gonna be exciting because that's the first time I've never been on the lawn. But then you know they're a rock band, so I'm trying to be gothic without sweating to death. So still working on the outfit, but yeah, we're gonna be outside this summer. Don't worry about them niggas. Don't worry about the men, the non-black men, because when I say niggas, I mean black men. But outside of that, do what you want to do, basically. So this next one is inspired by Pretty and Petty. I love this one. Obviously, it's one of my favorites, and it's called because she makes fun of Bia. If you didn't know, she has a beef with another rapper named Bia who talked about her child. So of course, they were beefing about that because how you gonna talk about my child, right? Uh, and so she tells Bia, "You mad because you look like your dad?" And as someone who looks like her dad, I was kind of offended, but I still think I'm cute. You know what I mean? So the poem is called "Looking Like My Dad, but Still Finer Than You." So here it goes. Walking these bitches down because they think they can play with me, but they can never compete with me. So even though I like my dad, don't think I'm not cute. You know. Shout out to the ladies who look like their dad out there, fellow dad looking women. All right, so the next one is called this next one is inspired by every time. You know what she's trying to say. Uh, but she says this line in the song as well, so I took it as the title. Shitting on these bitches' whole life. Oh, that was a good title. So here it is. Popping my shit, cause I can, cause I am the shit. Bitches jealous and trying to take me out. Trying to take you out. All right, so we got two more. So this one, I definitely think, if I, not if, I will have another book inspired by music. Definitely gonna put this one in there. Speaking of books, I need to start working on my next one. So there's not really an update on that. I've narrowed down the ideas that I want to do. I want to do a short story collection. Has it been started? So stay tuned for that, though. I'm going to try to keep updating it and actually doing stuff with the book. So stay tuned for that. So here it goes. It's called Baddest. Oh, it's inspired by Killing You Hoes, which is like a take on a Trina song. And it's called, so she says she's the baddest bitch alive. So I said I'm the baddest writer alive. So I think I will keep this for a future book. God, thank you for making me and making me so talented and ambitious. I'm superb. I feel like you should feel like you're the baddest. Like, I feel like I'm the baddest, but I also don't feel like I'm the greatest. But I do have confidence in my writing. But I'm not. But I feel like you should feel like you're the greatest no matter what. Because think about it. There are a lot of rappers people may not like. They're like, why do people like them? But they think they're the best, and that's all that really matters. That's the point of that poem. And then I also have a poem in my book I just showed y'all called Goat, which is the greatest of all time, inspired by a song called Goat by Princess Nokia. It's basically that sentiment, just longer. So the last poem is inspired by WAP, um, featuring Megan Thee Stallion. I love Megan Thee Stallion. I can't wait till she goes on tour again. I would love to see her live. I didn't get to see her last time because I was in Mexico, which I mean, I was still having fun, but I didn't get to see her. But I know she's coming out with her third part of Megan, hopefully soon. So then the tour come after that. That would be great. So this last poem is called, I know WAP stands for wet ass pussy, if you did not know, which they say it in the chorus. So, but it's called WAP Wrangler. So wrangler's kind of like wrangling for like a horse, like a rodeo. There's a theme in the poem. And the wrangler is also a type of gene that's kind of associated with country and stuff like that. So that's where the poem title came from. So here it goes. I miss you, baby. Come home, 'cause I want to ride you like a rodeo. Ride 'em, cowgirl. There, there's that. One thing about this poetry form, I wanted to say something else, but because of the syllables, there goes my laundry. Because of the syllables, I wasn't able to, get it the way that I wanted. So that's how I had to end it. But yeah, these are my poems inspired by Am I the Drama? Have you listened to Am I the Drama? Have you listened to Invasion of Privacy? Do you like Cardi B? Do you hate Cardi B? What is your opinion? Let me know in the comments. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for next week. I have an idea, but then I'm not doing anything for the idea yet. So that's not good. But I finished all my poems for this week. So then I can focus on next week. So then that should make it more easy. But we'll see. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed these poems, and I'll see you all next week.